Hello, Steven, can you hear me? Hold on one second. So I could hear me, but I can't hear you. So for anyone watching, I'm sorry. This is my first time doing this. So maybe I could try without the headphones. Let's see. Can you hear me? Let's see. We will figure this out, guys. Don't you worry. You know what I think it is? It might be my computer preference. Let's try this. Okay. Let me try to fix this quickly. Okay, all right. Steven, can you hear me now? I see you, but I don't hear you. Sorry, guys. Hold on 1 minute. Oh, you guys could hear me. I got a comment that says yes. Awesome. So you guys could hear me, but I can't hear my collab partner. So we need to figure this out right now. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. I'm not really sure why this is happening. I know my volume is turned up. Try this maybe. Okay. Let's see, my friends. So, Steven says he hears me, but I can't hear him. Okay, I don't know why that is. Hold on. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining. I'm still happy that you guys are, like, chatting. And here, we're so excited to talk about the new season of The Owl House today. I just don't know why I can't hear my partner, so I'm trying to remain calm and figure this out. Hold on 1 second. Hello? Oh. Sorry, guys. Hold on 1 second. Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to call Steven really quick. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, guys. I'm a noob, and now it's very apparent. So that's super embarrassing. It's fine. We are going to figure this out, and don't worry. We will be talking about a bunch of fun Owl House stuff tonight. Don't you worry. We're going to find another way to do this. So hold on a few seconds. And again, like, we want to talk about lore. Steven and I have planned out a lot of stuff, but I'll stop talking until I'm actually talking to him, because I don't want to get in the way of anything. It says it's updating. I think I can only call you from my computer. Yeah, I know. I am doing it. It just says that it's updating right now. So, not sure why it's doing that. Yes. Okay. All right. It's updating, and I will call you as soon as it updates. All right, Steven, I'm going to your profile and just join call. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead and share your very good camera.
Awesome. Oh, on Discord?
Yeah, click the thing on the below our name, our icon.
Where it says turn on camera?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yay, finally we could start.
I need to make sure that the audio is alright.
Yeah. Yeah, I could just hear you. I don't hear me like playing back or anything.
Yeah, I want to make sure that this screw of okay, that the two of us are at the same volume.
Yeah.
That's so weird. I am gonna make this all work.
Sounds good. I'm so excited. I'm just glad we figured this out and it wasn't a total disaster. Ooh! Okay, well, hello, everyone here hanging out.
Those of you on my end who can see that I am not just looking like myself today. In fact, my Edric cosplay.
Yeah, it's a really good cosplay, though. Like, you look identical.
So much.
I know, I'm blown away.
Am I a cat or a dog person? I'm a king person.
I'm a king person, too. Are you holding up your king plushie? And I can't see him. It's okay.
And
I
I also went and swiped this back from Hunter. White magic.
Ooh, nice. If I actually check on Twitch so I can see what you're up to, is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go on Twitch so I could see. This is me, Steven, and my first time doing something like this, and we have different kinds of computers, so it's been a whole thing, but we pulled it together and made it work, and we're just so excited to geek out with everybody tonight about the Owl House. I guess it's season 2B technically,
Back half of season 2.
which is kind of.
First 10 episodes of it.
Yeah, and that's what they used to do with Steven Universe. Remember, they would always like be like, season 3B, season 3A, season 3C, hiatus.
Amphibia has done the same thing. Like Amphibia is going into season 3B at the same time.
Oh, really?
They're both showing their premiere.
Oh, wow. Gotcha. Yeah, it seems to be the trend now. But I mean, I guess it makes it exciting. It makes it more fun to like. All right, I'm pulling up Twitch now so I can see you. There's an ad, but I will see you soon. But yeah, I'm so happy we could do this, and
No, I'm beyond excited. Like,
me
I've been
too.
so long.
Oh, me too. And I don't have my own hold on, the ad's ending. But yeah, and again, like we definitely want to talk about some fun Owl House lore, and we also just want to geek out, like talk about our favorite characters, what we love about the Owl House,
Yeah, lore, characters, plot points,
Yeah.
everything.
And I was
King and the key here.
Well, I don't have a king, but I do have my favorite plushie with me since you have your king, so I'll hold her up. But she has nothing to do with any cartoon, but her name is Cotton Kitty. She's just a random stuffed animal that I love, and I wanted to share her.
She could be a minion in King's Army of Darkness.
She could. Doesn't she look so evil? Like she fits right in. Look at that pleasant little face.
Lana's best friend.
She could. So funny. Oh, I do.
They gotta bring that back.
Yeah, definitely. So should we get into it? What should we talk about first? Should we talk about how we came to find the Owl House? Like, what are your thoughts?
Well, first I thought, like we had talked about, we could do a little introduction, just, tell everyone about each of us for those who don't know. And then, we can kind of go into a little bit of like a recap and talk about some of the messages, where we left off, and what we think is going going forward.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. All right, well, how about you, Steven? You go first because I believe you told me about the Owl House.
I feel like you had asked for another show to
You did.
I was like commented on your Instagram, like, Owl House.
And I was like, what is that? So you did tell me.
So the Owl House started right before Steven Universe Future ended. So it was like originally the thing that saved me from having post Steven Universe depression.
Hmm.
And I have become just as big of a fan of the Owl House now as I ever was of Steven Universe, which is insane. And so I mean, like, I've loved it from the beginning. The first episode still holds a very special place in my heart. Um, my favorite characters, you can learn this on my Twitch emails. My favorite character is
Yes.
Food. That's sweet.
Well, you do a professional Hootie impression, so it makes total sense why he would be your favorite.
So much fun.
It's pretty spot
He's
on.
my favorite. He's a meme lord. I love him. I love, obviously, I love Edric and Imra. I cosplay Edric. I've also cosplayed Alador Blight, the Blight dad.
Oh,
And I
cool.
like Amity because Amity has had an amazing like character arc development from misunderstood school bully into like who she really is like one of the kind of like role that her parents really built her for like a little bit.
I agree, and I also think it's oh, I'm sorry. Can I interject on Amity? I think it's like
For me, like my favorite episodes are Agony of a Witch and Knock Knock Knocking on Cookie Door.
Knock Knock Knocking on Hootie's Door is a good one. I mean, Hootie's an interesting character, and I definitely want to talk a lot about Hootie and King tonight for sure, because I just have like a lot of theories about that, like very loose ones. But I have to agree with you, Stephen, about Amity. Like, it is rare to see them take like sort of a mean girl character because she was kind of like a pretentious mean girl from the beginning who was also very smart, but they usually don't take that character and give her like a full redemption as like the main character's love interest. So I always found that to be very interesting that the Owl House did that. Like, not only that it was so cool that they're obviously, you know, in a gay relationship, which is so powerful and amazing, especially for kids to see, but like the fact that Amity really did change completely to really finding herself in that way, but she started off kind of as like a bully to Luce. I think that's like a rare relationship that isn't shown often in cartoons or movies.
No, I mean I've heard comparisons of Amity to Catra from She-Ra the Season Power. Now I have not watched all of She-Ra, so I don't actually know all of I know what Catra Dora is obviously and all that, but
Yeah.
I think that like with what she went through, and then like I see so much of myself in it as well, just like oblivious to so many things, and it's really fun to be able to see. I think for a lot of people to be able to see themselves in these situations, these characters who are not neurotypical, by design compared to what like the world tells us. But it's like it's teaching kids and it's showing all of us what like, hey, this is not abnormal. Like this is just you might be different, but it's just who you are, and ultimately that's us weirdos have to fit together.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a beautiful thing, and I think in my Twitch community, since I started streaming regularly, and shout out to Twitch streamer 01 Mika right now for really pulling me in, and after I pulled her in, and just to help out with streaming, and then the community, like it's been absolutely incredible, and I feel like I've got this whole family around me now, and it is really like us weirdos have to stick together, and it's a beautiful thing. Like I've learned to let the freak flag fly, and I love it.
Yay! I'm clapping and snapping for you. That's a musical theater kid thing when you snap for somebody. Like, I'm. Yeah, sure. I mean, I have a similar story to you, Stephen, where like, I really feel through embracing my love of cartoons has helped me like really find myself and kind of find a community. I mean, everyone who follows me on my channel, like I never even thought I would get to a point where I have regular followers. And the fact that it's like so many of you are just as passionate about these cartoons and these works of art as I am. It's so nice because it makes me not feel alone. And it's so beautiful to know that, these types of things are being appreciated and openly. And we don't have to feel like we're that dork in the corner of the room. Like when I was in elementary elementary school, I was very shy, and I always loved Pokemon and anime, and I would draw like manga all the time growing up. And I was too afraid. When I started expressing that openly at a young age, I was bullied for it. So I hid that away for years until I was like past college. So through, doing YouTube, like similar to your Twitch story, I was able to realize that, like, there are people that are so brave that embrace that. And it made me realize, like, why haven't I been embracing it the whole time? And I think that it's cartoons like The Owl House that show characters with such individuality, that make this happen, because it speaks out about just like true love for yourself and like embracing everything that makes you wacky and weird and out there. And so I think it's a beautiful thing. And I think that's also why The Owl House is a show that is special to a lot of Steven Universe fans, because I feel like it's similar in that respect, where a lot of it is it's a completely original world, which is one thing I wanted to tell you I really respect about The Owl House. And like, I love original concepts. It's not like, oh, like the Trolls movies, now there's an animated series, or another, Disney character animated series, like characters that have existed for years. Like, I love seeing completely original worlds. And when you told me about The Owl House, Steven, like, I don't know if you want to talk about like design or like what intrigued you to it, like specifically, but for me, like, I saw that it was a Disney show, but I was so like attracted to the character design because it was adorable. It was super cute, and also like just different. Like, when I saw Ida's design, I was sold. Like, I was like, who is this character? I need to know who she is. I don't know if you felt that way. And then when I saw King's design, I was like, okay, I don't even know. Like, Ida looks like an elf, but what is King? Like, he's like his own entity, and I really felt intrigued after that. So, yeah, I don't know. I just felt like it was something that I haven't seen from Disney, let alone any cartoon, especially design wise. How do you feel about that?
Okay, so King, since you were into Pokemon, you know what a Cubone is.
Oh, true.
So Ida was, like we didn't get that much movie early on. He was just kind of like a minor comic relief, like called the line in the first few episodes. But
Yeah.
it was like the gag was that he annoyed everyone who lived in the Owl House, and it was really funny. But so Ida, like I connected with Ida right away as a character because she was a misfit, a rebel. She went against the grain, and it was so much fun for me to see a character like that. That especially because like their prison, like they don't call it just a prison; it's called the Conformatorium. They talk about in the first episode that you can't fit in that this villainous legal system is conformity,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like our your or our lovable heroes are a band of misfits. They are the weirdos. They are the ones who are not neurotypical. They're the ones who have who are different, whether it be like someone whether it's some kind of what gets classified as a mental disorder. Like for me, I just say that's who I am, and it makes me part of who I am, and that's fine. And I would say that about anybody.
Right.
And there's so many factors that go into that, and it's really just incredible. Um, everything we've been through. Frosty, thank you so much for the 3 months you've been sub now, and Quest Givers Tavern gifting on my co-host here, Miss Kellyanne MCC, a subscription as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So,
Aw.
they come with many Owl House basement emotes, also a couple from Steven Universe.
Mhm.
So enjoy those. And yeah, it is. It's been such a ride. Whoa, we got an anonymous gift. So let's go.
Yay, hype train.
Oh, you guys so much. There is also a train emote available for some people. I know I think it's a feature, but that's fine. So it's just it really pulled me in. The background is very Hieronymus Bosch inspired, and we know this because David Harris, the showrunner, is a huge fan of his artwork. So like all the backdrops are very much like his art.
Oh.
And so much we know not only because she said that she's a huge fan, but Hieronymus Bump.
Ha!
Like that crazy name from a historical artist, and they gave it to the principal of Exide. Who, another fun fact, and I don't know, I'm pretty sure this is coincidental. Bump is voiced by a guy named Bumper Robinson.
Oh, wow. That's very, very on the nose.
That's like on the nose, like or on the nose, like what?
It's a little too coincidental. That's cool, though.
But then, yeah, like there's a lot of cool hidden messages in the show as well, and that's actually one of the first things I wanted to talk about. I don't know that everyone is aware of this who's watching the show. Now, this was done in Gravity Falls, and Kelly, I do believe I told you about this.
Yeah.
So every episode has these little hidden character messages that are there's a cipher that you can use if you find them. They're in like weird spots. I would never find them, but thanks to people like YouTubers like Rebecca Rose, who now works on the crew. Congrats to her.
Amazing.
John Fox of the Round Table. You know, these people who do so much research on this and offer so much insight. So because thanks to them, I have the entire secret messages from all of season 1, as well as what we have from season 2A. So all the way up to the episode Yesterday's Live, which is the most recent one that is aired, but it's season 2, episode 10.
That's so exciting.
One, we have 2 witches torn apart now alone. 2 hearts of stone, a curse of feathers and mud, a betrayal of blood. Now, the biggest thing that this is alluding to, of course, to me, and I think to a lot of people, is the curse on Ida, which, I mean, obviously spoilers up through Yesterday's Live. Lilith,
Yeah.
Ida is a betrayal of her family member.
Yep.
2 witches sisters, they were very close, we learned when they were kids. They came apart. Now, and they were alone from one another. And I do believe Lilith was very lonely in the Emperor's Coven.
Yeah.
You know, a curse of feathers, obviously, that, you know, the owl beast. Now, there are some parts in this that might go beyond season 1. And that's 2 things that I want to note. The first is the line, 2 hearts of stone. Now, this could just be cold-hearted, like, Lilith was a very cold-hearted character. But
Initially.
like, that's the thing.
Hmm.
And the thing I want to point at here is, in the beginning, one of the first scenes in the episode is Eclipse Lake, near the end of season 2.
Mm-hmm.
There, we see an open booklet in Emperor Belos' chamber, and if you screenshot it or pause it on that, it shows the ingredients to what makes something called a Grimwalker, which looks like a person, like a clone of a human or a witch or something. And there are a lot of theories to this in connection to Hunter, but one of the ingredients is a Boulderstone, which serves as the heart. So, are we talking about multiple Grimwalkers here? Are these like hearts of stone, like hearts of Boulderstone? Like, I don't know how word specific we're getting here. I know with Steven Universe they went like all in on the play on words. And I know that Dana Terrace did have a great interest in Steven Universe.
That makes sense.
The other line is it says the curse of feathers and mud. Now feathers, yeah, that's Ida's curse.
Right.
Mud. Now, the only place like I can think of where we have seen a mud-like form is again in season 2A with the Emperor himself. When in the beginning of Hunting Talisman, he kind of loses his form and he needs another talisman they don't have anymore, and he just kind of like blows up a little bit. You just see it in the shadows. And Punks 2, he's got like 3 or 4 cracks in his mask, and there's greenish mud like bleeding out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, you know, one of the theories is the Emperor's curse. And again, we'll talk about Belos, but a curse of mud definitely got me thinking.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Because Ida and Lilith both have those gems, hearts of stone, to show the progression of the curse. The thing is, like, honestly, the female characters in the show, by and large, all have them. You are correct that they do show that the gems, especially Ida now with Lilith,
Yeah.
show how much the curse is affecting them. So, and that's a good point.
Yeah, they don't have it easy.
That is a good observation.
Yeah.
So that's season 1. You know, it's the secret message in season 1. Now season 2, it's been pretty rigid on 1 word per episode. So right now we have 10 words, and puppet string he no longer dreams of. And that's where it
Hmm.
cuts off. So we'll get another word this Saturday.
Oh, but Steven,
We'll
you
add on to that sentence. Now,
right.
I'm really interested to see what that means, especially when they talk about seething seas, of course, the boiling seas or the boiling isles. But it is actual water is boiling, not just the rain, but also the sea, as we learn in the first episode of season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a big thing when I'm looking at this, like, I know we've gotten all the episode titles for season 2. We know what the messages that the episode titles for the first letters of all of them spell out. I'll touch on that in a moment. But some of them, talk about like the edge of the world. And I'm like, okay, so we're going out beyond Stonesboro and the main part of the Titan course that they're living on, whether it's Stonesboro. We visited another city in season 2A already in the episode Hunting Talisman with Lucy Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really crazy to look at all of this.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like it's interesting what you said about the that puppet string thing because I remember when you and I were talking about collabing on this, you mentioned like the second episode of the show where Luce meets that wizard, right? And he's like he seems like a nice old man wizard and then he turns into this creepy like puppet master. And yeah,
Literal puppet master.
yeah,
And
it's so weird.
that episode,
That
I'd love to do an entire segment on that episode in particular because that episode doesn't fit. Like, why does that?
yeah,
Other than a little bit of character growth and world building, which is fine, that episode is the one episode to me in the entire show that does not connect in with everything else in the entire series.
which is weird.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Like, it might just be zoning in. I might be zoning in on it a little bit too much. But, like, it's interesting. It's like, why does this episode, like, why is it completely off the wall from everything else? And, one of my favorite theories is that it's kind of like a little mini way of telling the entire story of a character. And you
Hmm.
develop some puppet string, develop some puppet pulling strings. Is the Titan a puppet pulling strings? Can Belos actually talk to the Titan? We don't know. He claims he can. He's got that giant heart above his chamber.
Mm-hmm.
We don't actually know because we haven't heard anything from the Titan.
Yeah, and also like apparently we're gonna find out about the Titan. From what you,
Wow, yeah.
yeah, it's the last episode, so it's gonna be talked about. I just think like I don't know about the puppet master thing. Like that would be so cool if it were true. I do feel that like the crew of Steven Universe really went like really, really deep with like foreshadowing in every single aspect, even from like early episodes. So if the Owl House does that, I will be impressed. And they could, considering, like you said, Dana Terrace was a huge fan of Steven Universe. I didn't know that, but that makes complete sense to me, like without a doubt.
I'm a fan of a lot of these shows. I mean, from the
Yeah,
animation and the animation and all this stuff.
which is amazing.
It's incredible, and shout out to her and the entire crew also for raising $70,000 for LGBT youth awareness
That's
last Sunday.
that's amazing.
I got to tune into that. We saw a drawing of what appeared to be the collector
Hmm.
knocking on Judy's door without a shadow in her face. So that's the character that we currently have in the bottom right of the overlay.
And she looks cool.
Yeah, it is a really cool design. And Dana Keith said, you haven't met this character yet, but you kind of have. Much like she said about Hunter when she drew the half face image of Hunter before season 2 began. Because yes, we did see Hunter, we just didn't hear him speak, and
Yeah.
behind the mask and clothes and everything at the end of Youngblood Ultimate, when very tail end of season 1. Now it's interesting just how so much of these things gone together. Now where we have left off, we move on to the next point. So the last episode of yesterday's live was very different. Not in the way of what you call Wizards before Wizards, but just because Luce got to finally take a journey back sort of into the human realm.
Mm-hmm.
We got to learn who Creepy Luce, as many of the
Creepy twin loose. Scary Luce.
Yeah, we got to see Lucy and where her backstory and how she got to the human realm, why she looked exactly like Luce. We got to see Camilla again, Lucy's mom,
Mhm.
and Luce and Camilla
Uh,
didn't get to talk, not in the game, but they got to have a
that's
heart to heart at the end of it, which was really heartbreaking.
broke my heart.
It left us on a big point of her promising to return as soon as she's able to, and with the Emperor's plans, and of course Luke now having a girlfriend in the Boiling Isle,
Mhm.
this is going to open up a lot of tension and drama potentially.
Yeah, I wanted.
Because we know that the Emperor is so close with him having Thor now set up, and Hunter has E. We know it still has some of the Titan's blood in it, so
But I do feel like.
unless it all bled out when he was up because Amity broke the glass, unless it all bled out before he got back to the castle, it's still got to have enough to work the portal, at least partially. I mean, Luce was able to use a tiny little limb of that glove that was stained with Titan's blood to make the portal to the Indies, which is a whole nother realm that we had never seen. You know, she was able to access the human world through like screens, windows, her mom's phone, etc., and even through a hologram. And she was also able to communicate into the Owl House from it as well.
Yeah, true. And I think what you said about Hunter though, I think it's interesting because I feel like Hunter can potentially be like our like not like trying to make like a silly joke since he has the key, right? He could be the key to actually helping save everybody if he does have a change of heart. And there have already been some clues that Hunter is like deep down like this good person who maybe isn't completely on the side of Bellows as we like see more sympathy for his character. I find like in a lot of cartoons like when they show like that a character is really struggling kind of emotionally and they like are kind of like wait feel bad for this character, usually it is because there's something more going on, but it could have been just to trick us. But I don't know, I just with the whole relationship with him with the cardinal too, and like the way they kind of have like this the cardinal that is randomly his palisman that was randomly attracted to him, the way they seem to have like this cute sweet bond. I just feel like the ways that they designed Hunter's character, I have a feeling that he's going to make a big decision in the end for the good. But that just might be me looking on the bright side and being positive. I don't know. I just get like those gut feelings about Hunter, you know? So since he does have what Bellows really needs, maybe it will come to like a standstill between the two. And of course, like we don't even know the whole backstory about Bellows. Like I was telling you, Stephen, before, like I was like rewatching the last few episodes, and there was one episode where they were talking about like the importance of the Titans and how like they were connected, like the Titan's blood was connected to the trees or something. It was in one of the episodes, and I forget which one. Do you remember that? Yeah, and then in an earlier episode, it was a flashback of Bellows talking to Hunter, and he was like, you know, we need to get back to the human realm because it's so amazing. I long for it. I dream all the time about the green trees. So I thought that was like a really interesting like parallel there. And of course, how his face has that green like discoloration, which like we still.
That's like the blood first. What looks like that we saw in shadows on the palette.
Yeah.
Now, and the biggest thing with Hunter's or with not Hunter's, with Bellows' ears, his ears are not as big.
Hmm.
And even Hunters don't look like a normal, like a normal witch, like Elfir, like you see with Clawthorn, the White, Willow, and her two dads, Dustin's father. You know, like we don't know.
Yeah.
On the subject of Hunter and by extension Emperor Bellows, you know, who or what are they? Now the common theory, at least for Hunter, is that he's a Grimwalker. The Grimwalker shows red eyes, which Hunter has in
Mm-hmm.
that book. So is he a completed Grimwalker? Is he a failed Grimwalker? Like his staff has artificial magic. Now we
Right.
know that he's a powerless witch on his own, so he doesn't have a biosac attached to his mother, like the natural born witches of the Isles.
Yeah.
We don't know if his staff could actually work, or a palisman could actually work in the human realm. I would tend to believe it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe not the talisman. And my reason for that is I don't believe any talisman would work in the human realm because they are made from wild magic at this point.
Right.
Luce's glyphs did not work in the human realm. Lilith, however, when they were there temporarily, was able to use her bile sac magic in the human realm. But if Emperor Velos, whose staff shows pretty much the same kind of magic that Hunter's does, like the artificial one,
Yeah.
his spells appear to be, like, his casting appears to be a lot closer to what Luce is able to accomplish. Maybe he has another way to use that kind of magic and just doesn't want anyone else to know it. You know, like, wild magic needs to be controlled, it needs to be eradicated. And, you know, the general thought is, well, then why would he use wild magic? Well, what if he wants to be the only person that can do it so that he's more powerful? You know, and I'm getting Legend of Korra flashbacks to this with season 1 of that, where Amon wanted there to be no more benders. Spoiler alert, he was a bender. I called that from the start. I said, no, this guy's a bender. He wants to take it away from everybody else so he can rule the world.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just that's a power hungry tyrant, you know. And with Velos, you know, like Dana has said that Emperor Velos is more misunderstood than anyone.
Yeah.
So that is noteworthy. Edith Talisman was not able to cast magic in the human realm in the first episode. Edith Talisman went over into the human realm and was able to, like, move, was mobile, and was able to break things over from the human realm. We did not, to my knowledge, see any actual magic from the talisman. So
Yeah. That's true.
you're looking forward, but in regards to Hunter, I definitely believe that there's good.
Yeah, I feel like my camera's frozen. I don't really know what's going on. Ah.
Go ahead and turn it off and turn it back on.
Okay, like the visibility?
Yeah, turn off the camera.
Okay. All right, so I closed the... Yeah, I don't know. I'm not moving. Is there any way to, like, refresh the page?
Well, that's why, no, it's not moving in my Discord. So
Oh, it's in Discord. Oh, okay, sorry. Hold on. All right, I might have to, like, can you hear me, though? All right, I'm calling you back. Friends, I don't know if you could hear me. Anyone watching, if you could comment and let me know if you could hear me. I'm trying to restart my camera.
for lack of a better word.
Okay, I'm back. Yay.
Hunter, I believe Hunter, okay, crackpot time maybe a little bit. I believe
Okay.
I firmly believe he's a clone.
Okay.
He's a clone. Now, who is he a clone of? Well, we have 3 options. We know about Philip Whitman.
Yes, true. Who I... Oh, I'm sorry. Did Philip Willoughby, I'm trying to remember, did he have, like, elf-like features, or did he look, like, strictly human? He was, right? Yeah. So...
Here's the thing. You have Philip Whitman, who we know was a human on the Boiling Isles. He found his diary, and he's, like, bit by bit for the Echo Mouse. Sounds like we're going to learn an awful lot about Philip in Portal Door. In not this Saturday's episode, but next Saturday's episode. I'll know for an part of the episode because Lilith will make a reappearance.
Ooh.
Luce learn about the history of Philip and the creation of the diary. So, Hunter, alright. So first of all, the first option is that he's clone Philip.
Right.
Maybe Philip was Velos. Maybe cloned himself using a Grimwalker. Because the body he's got is pretty old, and this is going to get dark. Maybe he wants to possess a younger body to prolong his life, because maybe the curse, maybe he's cursed himself to prolong his own life. Maybe, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know that.
Right.
Now, in the episode Yesterday's Live, we learned that Philip had a brother.
Mm-hmm.
So as the clone his brother, Philip or his brother is one of them, could be the Emperor. We know that when Philip went to the Cliff's Lake through his diary, that the rest of his party did not survive.
Mm-hmm.
And now does that mean that they perished? Does that mean that the lake still partially had some form of Titan's blood, where potentially maybe not enough to make it to the human realm, but maybe enough to reach the in-between? Someone maybe trapped in there. You gotta remember, Luce would have been trapped in the in-between, almost certainly, if Ida and King had not pulled her out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
The was closing.
Yep.
So,
and it was scary.
That's gonna play into our season 2B episode title message here as well. But if you listen very carefully in the in-between realm, when Luce is there in the episode Yesterday's Live, there is whispering in the background.
Yeah.
Who is whispering in the background?
Hmm.
Is it his brother? Is it someone else? Is it the Titan? Is it someone from the human realm? Is it someone from another realm completely? Joking point, is it someone from Amphibia?
Could you imagine?
The Owl House between one another.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. First of all, I have to go back and listen to that because I don't remember the whispering. But that's definitely something to look into because that's probably like a very obvious clue that they might have put in there that not a lot of us would have picked up on. I think like obviously trying to understand the whole history behind like Belos and Hunter is like that's been like the focus of the first half of the season pretty much. Like they really hyped up Hunter a lot, which is why yeah.
Belos said that Titan has big plans for Hunter. And what that means, we don't know.
Yeah.
We still don't know if there are any more living Titans. For example, who or what is King?
I would love to talk about King.
What kind of demon he is?
He doesn't even know.
What is our little boy?
Yep.
Classified types of demons. Bipedal and
oh, bipedal and
yeah, there were three forms of demons. He didn't fall into any of the class.
yeah, I know. That's so interesting. But King's been saying, and I don't know if this is just like me thinking too deeply into it, but he's been saying, oh, because like when they give you his origin story and he thought he was like king of the underworld, right? But he was only a little baby. I cried during that whole episode. He didn't know the truth.
And this was presumably she lived in the Owl House then because she brought him back home.
True. So that means Ida and Hootie found each other before King was welcomed into the family. So it's very interesting.
Let's talk about
Me too.
who doesn't want to talk about Hootie?
Who doesn't? I could try to do a King voice. I won't be good.
So the thing, like we've seen the character who I've got in the lower left corner of our overlay, whether that's father, someone else. There is a screenshot from season 2
Of another King.
of those figures.
Yep.
Not just one, but two. And the final episode of season 2 as a whole, in the episode listed titles, the final episode is a reference to King. We'll find it here.
Is it?
These were all posted on Disney TVA.
The final is a reference to King, though?
King's Hide is the final episode of season 2. Now, for those of you guys wondering what the message is, because yes, if you take the first letter of every episode title from season 1, as we know, it spells out English Wayne. Luce lost her way home, Ida lost her magic, Lilith simply lost most of her magic, and also became cursed, lost her place in the Emperor's Coven.
Yeah.
So,
Huh.
season 1A, it's spelled Seek the Key. well, as we learned in Eclipse Lake towards the end of season 1, yeah, that's what they needed, because that's where the Titans was, is that they needed the door. Not only Luce needs to seek it, but also the Emperor. So, we have, for our episode titles in season 2, Follies at the Coven Day Parade, this Saturday on Disney Channel. Elsewhere and Elsewhen. Any storm in a storm. Reaching out. Them's the breaks, kid. Hollow Mind. Edge of the World. Labyrinth Runners. O Titan, where art thou? Clouds on the horizon. And King's High.
Then King, you just got, well, I'm just going to say, when you were talking about that, I was like, what if King and his dad are Titans? What if these are the Titans? And you just got a comment on Twitch saying, King being a baby Titan would explain everything. That's amazing. Yeah.
So, I do believe he's a Titan. If you look at the skull, that's on the corpse, that is the fallen Titan corpse that makes up the Boiling Eye.
Yep.
That thing is massive, but it looks so similar to the mural we saw in King's Castle.
Yeah, and also,
by that logic, his father and mother, whoever the two, king-like creatures we saw in that screenshot are, they're still not that old. They're still not that big.
Yeah, that's true. But they're pretty intimidating looking. Yeah, so I'm very curious. I mean, if he is a Titan, then how cool would that be? Because that would mean that a Titan has been with our heroes for the whole story. So, and King must be like the youngest of the Titans, which would mean maybe he is next. Then he must be like the prince of the Titans if you think about it. So he could become like the next big king. You know what I mean? If the other ones are getting older as well. Literally. I mean, who says
Now,
you can't?
there's one other thing I want to point out. All right. Titan's blood, literally the blood of the Titan, is what pierces through realms. In knocking on Hootie's door, Hootie and Tiny Nose took a blood sample from him.
Oh, from King.
Have that? Can that open the portal door?
Ooh.
If that's the case, it would also explain why, if you look at the wagon that King's dad or whoever it was when he dropped off the letter and when he's watching the screen. At the end of a couple of those episodes, his wagon has the same eye logo on it that was on Ida's portal.
King's dad's wagon.
Yes.
So that's so interesting because that doesn't necessarily mean that Ida, I don't think would know that King was a Titan if he is a Titan. But then yeah, so then why would they have yeah. Right.
Lilith is the big history nerd of the Boiling Isles in the show.
Yeah.
And she had no idea that it was there.
But the fact that they have the same symbol is very interesting. Why would Ida have that then? What?
Ida had it on the portal.
Oh, right.
Found the portal there for you. And it is pretty much, it's all but confirmed at this point that Philip Wittevane did create that portal. And that leads me to believe Philip himself is probably not Emperor Velos. Because if Emperor Velos was hunting for that portal, and let's stole it from him, he should have had it if he wanted it.
That's true.
If Philip had a brother, what if Philip made the portal, donated his diary, and went back to the human realm?
Maybe he messed around.
Why would he go back to the human realm? Okay. Well, maybe he went back and maybe he wasn't able to go back in Eclipse Lake, because we know he wasn't. So maybe he went back after successfully creating the portal. If that is the case, who is Emperor Velos? He's been in the human realm. So the logical answer here would be that Emperor Velos' brother. We do know there were two humans brought in that were brothers in the 1600s. Salem witch trial era. Fun little Easter egg there. For the same reason the country came from, Gracefield, Connecticut, the city that Zeus is from. That's not Connecticut. They borders Massachusetts, so yeah, fun thing there. But as we go forward, if it's the brother, there's a possible motivation why Philip would have returned home. We don't know anything about his flight in Gracefield, Connecticut, which is presumably where he lived, and why there is a statue of him and his brother in the city.
Mm-hmm.
What if he had a child?
Mm.
A human child before he went to the Boiling Island?
Mm.
If he had a child, that would give him extended motivation to want to return home. Not just family or wanting to go home in general. But stay with me. Might be stretching, but again, some wordplay and some acknowledgement between some of the characters with Bellows and Hunter is going to come into play here.
Mm-hmm.
He has a child and a brother. We're going to say that child is a son just to make things work more with like character design, but it could have definitely been a daughter or any non-binary, whatever. Doesn't matter. Point here: if Philip has a child, his brother is an uncle. What was the term Hunter called Bellows?
True. Yeah.
Uncle.
Wait, so you think Hunter could be the child?
This would make Hunter a clone of the child.
Oh.
A clone of the child from the 1600s.
Wow, that's very specific, Steven, but I like it.
It is.
I like it.
Far out.
I like it though.
It would explain why he says uncle.
Mm-hmm.
And with Bellows, maybe the body of Bellows is a Grimwalker that he possessed as a spirit. Maybe he found magic that when whoever he is, if he was human or whatever, maybe he found magic that when he died, his spirit was able to go into a Grimwalker. Maybe he made it before because he knew he was dying, and then he transferred his body into it, which explains why it has some witch-like appearance, like he's slightly off here. It is not fully witch-like, as evidenced by not having full elfture, and maybe it wasn't perfect, which is why Hunter's ears are bigger than the Emperor's.
Right.
And my concern now, though, is if this Walker body is getting old, and he presumably has a new one in the form of Hunter, he's planning on possessing Hunter. Like I said, for his life when he was younger. You got to factor in, all the things he might have done to prolong his life. Could the curse prolong his life? A la Pirates of the Caribbean, where the curse of the Aztec gold made all the pirates undead. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know, but
These things, did Ida's curse? Is that the reason why Ida's hair turned gray, or did it just happen naturally at a younger age with Lilith? We don't know. I mean, for all we know, Lilith's hair naturally might be gray at this point in her life because she dies.
I mean, I definitely did really want to talk about Ida and her harpy form really quick, because I do kind of think, I do feel like everything's going to come into light with what's going on with Bellows and Hunter and all of them, obviously. But I do love the idea of King being a Titan and, not knowing it and no one knowing it. And, Bellows and Hunter being tied to Philip Woodbine. I think it does make sense. I think it definitely... it's interesting because it might be along the lines of this Philip Woodbine character was so entranced by the idea of a magical world, and he wanted to learn about magic and experience it. And maybe there was something about it that kind of was too much for him, and he decided to leave. But his brother, the whole good brother, bad brother trope. It's kind of a trope. It kind of happens in Gravity Falls, even though, the other guy's, he's not bad per se, but you know what I mean. So, I'm wondering, maybe they had different views on magic. Maybe Philip Woodbine was you know what, though, there's something so much more beautiful about just being in the human realm and, about humanity as a whole, which I think is, a subject that, so that could be true. And I think, but I'm wondering, do you think that Ida and Lilith's story is separate from all of that, or somehow entwined with what was going on with Bellows? Yeah.
I think that you can see a lot of parallels between Ida and Lilith alongside Philip and his brother. I think that's going to be parallel.
That would make sense.
The message from season 1 that there would be a comparison or a parallel between them, the way with the curse of feathers and mud, and I think that it would be an outstanding way for them to kind of have already shown and told us a lot more about both of the Wittevane brothers than we realize.
Yeah.
Ida and Lilith's mom that told Luce about that because I learned from her great grandmother. So great great grandma Clawthorne was the one who knew about Philip, at least, in having lived in Bonesborough.
Oh, true.
We knew a witch came over and brought the Witteving brothers from the human realm over into the Boiling Isles, as we learned from museum curator Discount Ronaldo.
He definitely was Discount Ronaldo. The whole time I was watching that episode, I was like, that's literally Ronaldo from Steven Universe. What is happening? It's blowing my mind.
We've already got Discount Dumbledore in the form of
Right?
Ronaldo.
So true. Oh my gosh.
So like this, but what if we go further than great grandma Clawthorne?
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Philip. What if great great grandma Clawthorne was the witch that brought them over? What if Ida was not the first Clawthorne to go to the human realm?
Hmm.
So then we have to I gotta look at I don't believe that the Clawthorns and the Emperor are related, despite the fact that you could argue Hunter, you could make a theory about it because much like Ida, he does say bye.
I did initially have that theory. I don't know.
That is a trademark Ida line.
They kind of look alike a little. So I was like kind of wondering if maybe he was like a younger brother or a cousin or something like that. But I do think, that's unlikely. I mean, I just, at first I was wondering. Yeah.
And my only reasoning behind that, my big reasoning,
Yeah.
I don't see the physical features. We know that the Clawthorne family, we know Gwendolyn had, in the flashback, had dark brown hair.
Yeah.
All the rest of them had red hair. Ida had red hair, Lilith had red hair, and Della Clawthorne, their father, had red hair.
Oh, the dad did. You're right. Oh my gosh, that's what I wanted to bring up really quick. Is it okay? Yeah. So, I was rewatching an episode, and something that I really need to know and want to know so badly is how Ida got the owl curse. And I feel like we don't know.
Lilith went to the night market.
Oh yeah, I know she.
Thinking it would only last for a day.
Yeah, because she was messing with her.
How the start of the curse, we see the collector, cast a spell on the owl beast, which is just a normal demon living in the Boiling Isles. The beast falls into the boiling seas and is turned into a parchment which has been collected by a demon hunter.
Mm-hmm.
So the collector is probably a demon hunter, much like the one that picks up the scroll. Probably works at the night market where they would have sold it to Lilith, which means that they're probably placed into the demon hunters that chase down the owl house when it's roaming during the moonlight concert.
Yeah.
Now, with my question is, if anyone's related to the Witteving that we know in the present day, I'm not going back to Discount Ronaldo being related. I think he's just a crackhead, much like our real Ronaldo from Steven Universe, everyone's favorite character, so no one ever. So, Luce's father, there's a family picture of Luce and her parents.
Yeah.
Luce's father, his face is obscure. Now we know Luce and her mother.
Yeah, we talked about this.
American extent.
Uh-huh.
No, we don't know the racial ethnicity of the Witteving. You can look at the name and say that it sounds whatever. You can look at Bellows and you can look at Hunter and their skin tone, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But we don't know who the dad is.
True.
The dad is many generations removed.
Mm-hmm.
He's related to the Witteving.
I mean,
Is this possible? No, Emperor. I do not believe they're going to Star Wars us to Emperor Bellows being Luce's dad.
No, I mean,
I don't see that at all.
I don't think so. But honestly, I do have to say, I think for some reason for me, and I don't know why, I like this idea so much, but I do kind of like the idea of knowing that Luce does have a little bit of witch inside of her. I don't know why. I feel like there's just so many cartoons where it's this character is purely human in a magical world, and we're pushing that humans could be heroes too. You don't need magic, Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Oh no, I was just saying.
Hunter was mocking him, saying by that way he gave Hunter the slip and shouted.
Oh, okay. Is that really true?
I like that a heck of a lot more than Hunter being related to the Clawthorns. Hunter being a Clawthorn or a relative of them does not make sense.
Yeah.
Especially because I do believe that the Clawthorn versus the Emperor theory is the parallel between Philip, whether that's the Emperor or not. It's the Wittevane brothers, and the Clawthorn sisters
Right.
are a parallel, or are parallels to each other.
Which I think is great. That's really cool. And I think like I would like to, because Luce and Ida just have such this bond that is formed, and I kind of feel like Luce has like picked up on all of this witch magic so easily. I just feel like not like that she's full witch or even half, but knowing that maybe she did have an ancestor who was from that world or something. I feel like that would be a really cool twist that I wouldn't be upset about, other than her dad just being like another basic human being or like a researcher or something. Or, you know,
It could be an ancestor. It could be, maybe they've got the thing, like maybe Bellows, maybe his soul, whoever he was, left his body and went into that Grimwalker. Maybe that's like maybe soul was reborn. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe she lived as a witch in the Boiling Isles in a past life. It depends what way they want, what direction they want to go.
yeah.
And, there's a lot of possibilities, and that's part of the fun of theorizing and speculating, is that the possibilities are almost endless.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when I think about all of these characters, and like you look at Luce's book series, The Good Witch Azora. Well, who else loves Azora books? It's Amity. I look at Azora. She has Luce's skin tone and the Blight family's green hair. Now, Amity naturally does not have green hair, but the genetic would still be in her.
That's so true.
Green because, well, it's very sad. The reason she died green is because of Dahlia's whole psychotic witch.
Yeah.
Odalia Blight is, if we're going to go discount Harry Potter characters, he is discount, what's his name? Oh, God. Who's the scout from the ministry that, Dolores Umbridge.
Oh my gosh.
Umbridge, yeah.
You have all the Harry Potter parallels.
Person who generally loves villains. Odalia is extremely unlikable.
Yeah.
And I love
Yeah, she is.
Stood up to Odalia at the end of that episode. He needs to do more.
Yeah.
And he needs to grow as a parent.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I've been curious about Amity's dad. Like, he's...
I love Alador enough that as a character. It doesn't mean that is he a perfect role model? Absolutely not. But I love the character.
Yeah,
I love the character so much I cosplayed him.
He's cool.
I'll do it again.
He always seemed a little bit like he gave me like mad scientist kind of vibes a little bit when they first introduced him. Like he's quirky, but
he's very ADD.
Yeah.
You can see it with like following the butterflies around and picking bumps talisman on his head.
Total opposite of the mom. Total opposite.
Absolutely.
Like,
and I believe Adalia is using Alador, because she wants money. Alador, I think, takes great pride in the family name, hence why he says
right.
Adalia says it earlier, and she's not going to, but Alador forces it.
Hmm.
Now, this guy, the look on his face, he's always tired, he's overworked.
Yeah.
This poor guy needs a break, and a log. Nah. You ask me. He's got an abusive wife who is abusive not only to him, but also to at least one, probably all three of their kids. But it seems like more so towards Amity, since, well, he doesn't look like Odalia. Now, all of the kids have Alador's eyes.
Right.
Odalia has blue eyes, the rest of them all have golden eyes. I also noticed when Amity was fighting off the Abomaton, the second one especially, Alador had a smile on his face. Rather than being concerned about money or income from their products, he's thrilled to see his daughter becoming a skilled witch.
Actually,
And he tells Odalia to become a coven head someday, which is something that Alador obviously is not. As not only is he not the head of the Abomination Coven, but it seems that Darius, the actual head of the Abomination Coven, has a distaste for him.
Interesting.
He just doesn't like him, whether he thinks he's unskilled, because let's face it, that Abomaton is In the next side student, granted she's incredibly gifted, but she blew that thing up like it was nothing.
Yeah, I mean, her powers with those abominations are really incredible, actually. And I just got a comment on YouTube saying, "Fun fact: Amity's mom doesn't do abomination; she does oracle magic." Yeah, so that's interesting. Like
Well, and that's the
that
thing.
she's. Thanks for the comment, by the way. Yeah, of course, if you guys have anything to chime in, like we love it.
Absolutely.
Like we should definitely answer some questions too. Um,
Yeah, and one of mine says Alador gives me soft boy golden retriever energy, and I'm all for it.
Ah, so true.
Adalia, just like Amity was,
Yep.
but he did it at the end of the episode. He
Yeah.
let loose Gus and Willow back into Hextide. Which means he values. Not only did he value the promise that she made, but he also, I do believe, he firmly values the family name and reputation,
Mhm.
because I think he wants someone in his family to become a coven head, probably because Darius as there is some kind of history
Yeah.
there of the abomination of
Yeah.
how, and also when the Golden Guard, when Hunter appeared and said that the Emperor was buying up all of the Abomatons, Adalia immediately bowed down. She had to force Alador down on one knee. He wasn't going to do it. Now, whether that's because he was distracted by something else or not, who knows?
Yeah.
I don't. Alador, like, all I know, the only other thing I know about Alador right now is that we were told by Dana before season 2 began airing that she loves writing the character of Mr. Blight
Hmm.
in particular. So I have to believe that he's going to return. I love the character so far. I think he's a fun potential villain, potential anti-hero, potential very conflicted up here. And
Mhm.
another thing I noticed, because it was mentioned on your chat, that Odalia is an oracle. Well, the twins aside, we don't know what's going to happen with Edric and Emma. I mean, they're predatory. But Adalia, her name begins with an O. An oracle begins with an O.
Mhm.
Alador does abominations.
Huh.
Both of those begin with an A.
It's ironic.
Abominations, they both begin with an A. That leaves Edric and Emera, who are illusionists.
Hmm.
Well, illusion begins with an I, and Edric and Emera begin with an E.
Hmm.
So, again, dark theory here. What if they end up in the Emperor's Coven?
Hmm.
Emperor begins with an E.
I mean, do you think it was planned that way? Like, I mean, it could have been. I think.
Amber says her future is the Emperor's Coven, but if she wants to be with Luce, that's not going to be.
I mean, I think that I could unfortunately see the siblings ending up in the Emperor's Coven. Maybe. Um.
I could see the Blight parents pushing
Yeah.
all three of them.
Yeah.
Her or Adalia, the Blight by blood. The Blight by blood should be Alador. We don't know
Right.
for certain because we don't know how names work on the Boiling Isles. We don't know
Hmm.
which one of Willow's parents, which one of Willow's dads was the archetype. We
Hmm.
know one of them more strongly resembles her. Her eyes, are definitely more from one of them than the other, but she does have features of both of her dads. And since we were on the subject of Amity, the Blights, Azura has light hair and Noseda skin. Hypothetically, since Amity and Luce are the two characters that love the Azura books, if they had a child, is Azura their child?
Oh my gosh. Well, that would mean that this whole thing is like, I don't know, taking place in a different time loop or something. I mean, that would be trippy.
In the case, I prefer to look at it as
Maybe it's foreshadowing. Foreshadowing.
yeah, name their child after their beloved fictional character, because I think that with Azura and Hecate, you see a lot of what's it called? A lot of character development. Also, oh,
Yes, and we.
No. Okay, so I have a comment that says to wait. Second episode of Subi mentions whenever it is time travel. Okay, can you believe they're going to be able to look back? Yes. Because
Hmm.
that episode synopsis talks about Lilith and Luce learning about the past, about Philip Wittevane and his creation of the portal, which tells us, yes, Philip Wittevane created the portal, which is more reason why I believe the Emperor cannot just directly be Nolan Wittevang.
Right.
He would have known where the portal was unless someone stole it from him.
I don't think it's him. I don't think it's him. I think that's...
Human came from. I don't believe Philip directly is the Emperor.
Yeah, I don't...
Return to the human realm.
Yeah, I don't...
The brothers could very well be.
It could be, or just another relative of some kind. It's definitely... But I'm scared, too.
I think it's too late for them to introduce that another human went into the realm. If the Emperor is of a human bloodline,
Yeah.
the way the story being told has got to be trouble.
I mean, I'm also scared if that's the case because, like, you know, it seems like the season's going to end so heavily focused on Titans. And if we're right about, you know, King and all of the Kings we see in the preview, you know, being actual Titans and him finally being reunited with his family, like, I'm going to be really sad if, like, somehow Belos, like, takes over all of them and King gets, like, torn away from everybody. And, I mean, mostly just because I love King and I don't think he would, like, officially become like on the dark side, but it could happen.
King, and it's interesting because Hunter actually had King in captivity in that cage back in the episode.
Right.
Funny with
Yeah.
separate tides that the final named episode is King's Tide. You know, I mean, 2 episodes before that we have O Titan, Where Art Thou? Well, I think that's what we're gonna get on.
Oh no, I don't want anyone hunting King down. I'll cry.
Okay, well here's the thing.
I'll cry.
The reason that his dad didn't stay at the Owl House, assuming that's his dad.
Yeah.
That dropped the letter off.
Yeah.
I think the reason that we don't know him, we haven't met him, the reason that he's on the move is that I do believe that the father is being hunted. And I think he doesn't want to kill his son because I don't think he wants to put his son at jeopardy.
Ooh, which could be why.
I don't think Belos knows this.
Yeah.
Like, here's my thing. Like, if they're Titans, that would be a source of Titan blood. Which, spoiler alert again, Moody has a girl, or Moody or Tiny knows one of them has a syringe full of it.
Yeah.
They did in the episode, knocking at the door.
And
I don't know what they did with that. I don't know where it is, you know. But Belos could be an abomination made by Philip mutated with Titan blood or a syringe on it. An abomination is an interesting theory that would be, well, yeah, it has to be mutated because abominations, as we know them, are purple.
that would be cool though. That would be cool though. Kind of. I mean, I'm down for pokey memeing. Yeah.
I think if they were brought in by the Clawthorns, would have been hundreds of years into the Savage Ages. Wild magic would have run rampant. And Belos says wild magic is responsible for the loss of their family. Philip would have made the portal to return to the human world. Now that portal was working and went all the way into the human world. But then you know, like, what's this deal with the in-between? I know it was a way for Luce to be able to talk to her mom about going all the way home. We learned about Eve. What role does Basilisk play in the future? We saw the one that attacked Hexside that claimed to be a representative of the Emperor's Coven. I don't know if that was an imposter or if the Emperor's Coven sent that Basilisk there. Could Belos be a Basilisk? We don't know. Again, that's another possibility. He does require magic to keep his form.
Yeah, I mean, and I think like they wouldn't throw that in there for no reason because I felt like that was such a like V's character too. No, V's character too is so separate from everything else. I feel like she's so unique on her own, and I feel like they really made a point to like really make her story like something that, you know, they dedicated an entire episode to it. She's voiced by the same actress who voices Amethyst on Steven Universe, so. Oh, yeah. So clearly, yeah. So she's clearly voiced by someone prominent. So I feel like we're going to be seeing V again. And that is a whole other thing that, you know, that's like the thing with the Owl House. I feel like there's like multiple different like worlds of theories that maybe aren't connected. They're just like different things we're going to learn over time. Like obviously Emperor Belos and Hunter, the whole in-between thing, and then, more about Ida and Lilith and the actual, their actual story. And of course, how did Ida come to find Hootie? How did they come together? I mean, Hootie...
Are there other house demons? Did he insert himself into the house? We know he can remove himself from it.
Yeah. Oh, and they showed him removed from the house in the preview. Yeah, didn't they? And
Did it again in the end of Knock 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 Knock.
yeah, so that's kind of interesting. I really, really want a backstory on Ida and Hootie, but I don't know. I feel like that's something we're not going to get till like the end.
If we get it, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's something that we'll see because I know that they make it story stuff free. Okay, so I got another comment. It says Philip is known to experiment with Titan blood. The family Bellows mentioned could be all the failed attempts at making a purely sentient abomination, which Bellows wants to go to the human realm, and he might be trying to use the Abomaton for that. And it would not be the first time we've heard of a sentient abomination. And we gotta go way back for this, to season 1A. Episode title, Something Ventured, Someone Framed. Now, this episode I always enjoyed, despite the fact that it seemed a little wonky. Back in season 1A, they had a post-episode thing when the episode aired on the Disney Channel called Look Who's Talking. Two owl characters, voiced by Alex Hirsch and Sarah Nicole Robles, the voice actor for King and one of them, they were in the one for this episode, they were going over Ida's record at Exile, the one that Principal Pump dropped on the table.
Right.
She talks about how she haunted the girls' changing room with all the ghosts. Well, another one was that she released a set of feral abominations amongst the cafeteria after her sister Lilith's lunch money was stolen. The abominations then gained sentience. So sentient abominations have been a thing. And we also see the butler-like abomination in the Blight House.
Right.
Blood? I don't know. The thing is that the sentient abomination, the text side that Ida made, rebelled against her. So Idalin, Lilith, and the thief.
That's interesting.
Was in the lore, and that was to defeat the what had become a feral sentient abomination.
Right.
Who's the thief? My number one theory, would have always been one of the Blight parents. I don't know now. I don't believe it was Rain. Is it another Coven head? Who is it? We don't know. It might not be relevant, but they had a character with a question mark that was blacked out.
Huh.
This has got to go somewhere. And it would be someone that is around the same age as the clock.
Yeah, and we know we're going to be seeing more of Rain because they show Rain in the preview as well. And you think so? Oh, wait, Rain, something really bad happens to Rain the last time we see Rain. Rain, sacrifices themselves. Yeah. Yeah. I remember, yeah.
Cut them off from being able to accomplish anything further against the Emperor's Coven or their allegiance until the Day of Unity, which is what they need all the Coven has.
Yeah, because I was freaking out when that happened because that was super scary. And we're gonna find out that
that can be done to any witch that's joined any of the Coven.
Ugh.
Lilith is the alternative, and shout out to Maury Mark for making this hilarious comic of where Kiki Moore went through that to Lilith, the Emperor's Coven logo. And Lilith, thanks to the curse, just snaps her forearm off to the side, thus no longer being connected to the captive.
Oh my goodness.
I think that's hilarious, and I'd love to see, in the realm of funny memes becoming reality, I want to see that. And B was told when her fortune was read by one of the other kids in the camp, when her fortune was read with the Hex's Holder card.
Yeah.
Bath bomb. Can B please throw a bath bomb at somebody in the climax?
Oh, that would actually be really cute. Hell yeah, I want to see that happen. Kiki Mora scares me. I told you this. She freaks me out. She's like, I feel like she's like pure evil. Like, I feel like there's not many characters that like embody pure evilness. That's not even a word, but like, I use fake words all the time, Steven. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Unless unless Amity's mom gets some redemption, which like I don't know if I see that happening. But yeah, seriously. Oh my gosh, I need to keep watching that show. I never finished it. Kipo's amazing. I was building theories on that one too. But
I mean, the Titan's blood dried up for one reason or another in Cliff's Lake, Cliff's Lake is the place that is how the Wittevane got to the boiling island.
mhm.
Because Philip journeyed back there to potentially to try to create a portal or to return to the human realm. They found Fool's Blood,
Yeah.
which is a dried and decayed vein Titan.
Hmm.
Well,
There's so many theories. I feel like
yeah, there really are. We know Ida's going to be going on, or not Ida, Luz is going to be going on some daring rescue missions in the first episode this Saturday following the Upstate Parade.
oh, so excited.
After that, it's going to give us more on Philip and the creation of the portal door, as well as the return of our beloved Lilith Hawthorne.
Yay, Lilith. I love Lilith.
New outfit, she's got her glasses back, all kinds of crazy.
I love Lilith. I just want
That's got to be Kiki Moore. That's got to be Kiki Moore binding Lilith with the tattoo on her forearm, to where Lilith just breaks her forearm off because the nurse allows her to do that, and throws it aside, and bam, the rest of her body's fine.
listen, I just want to see
Will she lose a forearm? Maybe she does. I do believe there's a chance that someone is going to die. Like,
hmm,
that might not be till the season 3 special. Someone is going to die.
I hope not, but maybe. And if it's King, I don't know if I can return to the show. I don't know if I could do it. Me either, but I can't return.
King,
Mhm.
it wouldn't be King, it would be more likely his parents, which then would make him. They're the
I'll
only
still
other
cry.
on the series. King would actually become the King of Demons.
Oh my god, you're so. Oh my god, that's so dark but so true. I just love King. You know that, Steven. But I do want to say, I do want to, it better not be Amity. I would riot. It better not be any. Ah, it won't be. It won't be. It won't be.
If Lumity is in any way broken up, which I'm scared is going to happen, I'll riot on that too, because I will die on the Lumity support hill. There is an episode title called That's the Break. And I'm worried that Amity is going to break things off with Luz. Not because she doesn't want to be with her. It's got nothing to do with that. And maybe maybe they end up together again at the end.
Yeah.
If there is a potential danger to Luz, because we already know that Amity will give in to protect Luz. She already did in Cliff's Lake. And she shattered it to preserve some of the life.
Yeah.
If she's forced into the coven and then has to, by extension, break up with Luz to protect her, I believe she would do that. I don't, I think the imagery of Azura shows Luz and Amity. So whether that's their bond or whether that's, their child.
It could be their bonds. I mean, I do think that if Luce and Amity were to split, I don't see it as one of them getting killed off. Like, I really think it would be, like, I really think it would be more like what the Coven thing, like you said. King's parents.
I think either Ida or the rest. Depending. With King's parents, it depends on how much more of the type. If King's family, if his father is indeed the King of Demons,
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be the King of the Titan race, whatever's left.
Yeah.
Hypothetically speaking, yeah, King on his father's death would be
He would. That makes logical sense.
symbolic.
That makes logical sense. So that makes me kind of scared, but
TV show.
uh,
Not everything is sunshine and rainbows, and I think they want to make it real life,
of
feel
course.
more real. It's the
I
same reason
mean,
why I firmly believe Ida and Lilith curse will never be solved.
no, I think they're going to learn how to master it in a really cool way.
Learn how to
And it's,
handle it, and they're going to
yeah.
harness it like Harpy Ida.
Hell
Ida
yeah.
has to make a deal with the owl beast. She has to compromise.
Hmm.
It is give and take.
Oh, and she's already doing it.
Yeah, and I
She's
think
already working on it.
it's give and take, and I think that that's going to be a thing going forward.
Me too, which I think will be cool.
They're not going to and I don't think that Dana wants to cure it, because I do believe that something that's been pointed out is that Nita's curse, and now Lilith by extension, is a parallel or a metaphor for of what's considered mental illness or mental disability. It's a part of who she is now.
Well, I do want to make that point really quickly because I actually do have to go in a little bit. We have been going for like an hour and a half. Um,
We're at an hour and 18 minutes now for our discussion.
yeah, we went up. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, mine says more than that. That's weird. No, but I did want to say, I would love to make like this last point too before I have to head out too. Like I do feel like that episode with Ida, like confronting the owl beast within herself, is something so beautiful that I feel can be so relatable to anyone struggling with not only like you said, like you mentioned like a disability. I think it's more of like it could even be mental illness, like depression, anxiety, self-deprecation, which is something we've all felt, myself included, and having to look yourself in the mirror and say like, okay, I know these parts of myself I struggle with, and like I'm not perfect, but I have to stop being ashamed of these things that I feel make me this person that isn't worthy of like love or acceptance because I have these struggles. And it's about like embracing those struggles, and they really showed it symbolically through her, confronting her owl beast, and then it becoming like this tiny creature that just wanted to be like pet and hugged and cuddled. And like I feel like that's so beautiful. And now after that experience, she now has her awesome harpy form, which she still can't control totally, but how cool would it be if both Ida and Lilith like master that in between like harpy form by like the end of the show, and they have full control, and that's just them embracing what happened to them through like sisterhood. And like I would fangirl and like lose my mind. Like seriously.
Owl Ida, so Harpy Raven Lilith would be
Oh, that'd be so cool.
I think there's two ways to look at that, because I think you hit the nail on the head. It's symbolic of disorders, disability, physical or mental. I think it's symbolic of it could be depression, it could be self-deprecation, it could be anything, mental illness. It could be like the things you've been through as well, which have your journey past through all that has been very inspiring to me. I feel that I've dealt with so much stuff myself, and I've told you
Oh,
all the time.
thank you.
And if for anyone else, I have Kelly's Instagram listed below. By all means, check her Instagram out. She does a lot of motivational stuff as well. She's absolutely incredible. It helps me so much.
Oh, thank you, Steven.
So I also look at it this way, and this is something that I look at as someone with autism myself. I am autistic. I have ADHD, and I have obsessive compulsive disorder. I have learned to look at myself and look at those parts of me as not something that needs to be ignored or mitigated, but rather just as things that make me the person I am.
Yeah.
And I think, learning you can even harness strength from these so-called disabilities or so-called disorders. You can do things, there are things that you can do. Like for me, I can get up in front of a crowd and do karaoke 100% sober with no fear. It's not because I am absolutely fearless of anyone judging me. It's because in my mind, until it's pointed out to me that someone might be judging me, I am oblivious. It does not cross my mind that someone might be judging me.
Mhm.
That's why I can do it. And I that a few years back at the karaoke bar. And she asked me about that, and I thought about it for a few minutes, and I'm like, it might be possible.
Hmm.
Because I'm oblivious. It might just be that I'm so oblivious to it that it does not affect me. She
Hmm.
says she works in the field of mental health and psychology, and she said you might be onto something.
Hmm. Wow.
So I literally, if that, if that's why, which it makes perfect sense, I am harnessing what I've been told all my life, or at least since my diagnosis, is a disability or a mental ailment of mine. I'm harnessing it to make myself stronger.
Hell yeah.
Very much what Ida is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Her heartbeat form.
And you know what, Steven? First of all, I want to snap for you and give you so much love right now for sharing that, because that is so amazing that you had that insight into that and you realized, like, you know what, like, people might think this is a little different about me, but in ways it actually makes my life better and makes me feel more like it gives me something that other people don't have. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. And the fact that you were able to view it that way is really, really amazing. And that's kind of like, and the episode actually also spoke to me. I feel like we're like getting deep now, but like, that's okay, right? No, it is. And it spoke to me because, like, I felt for so long that, like, I've had a lot of struggles in terms of, like, anxiety and not being myself. And, like, most of all, like, I've struggled with, like, an eating disorder, and I've, been in recovery from one for, like, 2 years now. But it's been a lifelong thing since I was, like, very young. And it's a lot of times it's something that makes you look in the mirror and just, like, hate yourself for no reason and just think, like, how could anybody ever love or accept me? It's like it's a complete lack of self-acceptance and love for yourself. And that episode, even just watching it for me, is seeing Ida, like, when Rain breaks up with her and she has like that sort of mental internal breakdown. You could even see on her face, she's like, this is because no one could ever love me because of, yeah, she begins to turn because she's like, no one could ever love me because there's something wrong with me. And like, I connected to that so much with feeling that way. And I think that's why that episode is so beautiful, because it's like, that could hit home for anybody going through anything. And I think that at the end of the day, like, if I didn't go through my struggles, I wouldn't have become strong enough to, make my live streams and talk about it. And I'm not even ashamed to talk about it anymore, because like I believe talking about these things helps other people realize that, like, we're all just humans. We all have our stuff. And like, that's not something that has to make us feel bad. So like, I just wanted to, I'm glad that we got to share some personal stories, because I love that maybe
I think that not
it's,
only is that helpful, on a personal level, but connecting to a show like this through things like that.
yeah.
Or, like Steven Universe. I know that show also had a massive impact on both of us.
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of it with Amphibia too, which was why I'm so excited. Like, keep me
I'm,
getting caught up on it.
yes.
You do your reaction videos when you get into season 2. Bring me in on a couple of those, because especially the season 2 finale. Because oh my god, I would love to be on call while you're watching that.
I would love that. Would actually be really fun, and I would love to do that. And I'm definitely continuing Amphibia. That's my next journey. Amphibia and Owl House. It's gonna be a party.
I am getting on Twitch, on my Twitch link, which is listed below my frame.
Mm-hmm.
After each episode of season 2 being aired, except for say for 2 of them, 8 or 9 out of the 11, I will be jumping on the ones that I'll be home for. I'll be jumping on right after the Owl House and Amphibia has aired, and I'll be talking about these episodes now. As I have told you,
Mm-hmm.
I would love to have you on any of those.
Yeah.
I can do them by myself. If you're not available, life happens. But for 9 of the 11 episodes, I will be jumping on. Like, maybe I'll do all 11 if I can stream from my phone for the other 2. But I will be in Ohio celebrating my child's birthday during episode number 9.
Aww.
And I will be at MomoCon in Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to anyone who might want to come down to MomoCon. The weekend of the series finale, season finale, King's Tide. Now, those are probably going to be the 2 biggest episodes of the show based on the title.
Yeah.
I think we're going to learn a lot, and so I will probably try to do a quick way I can.
totally.
So on Saturday, Owl House and Amphibia are going to air. I want to watch both, and then I'm going to jump on Twitch and give you guys Saturday content. And I would love to have you with me, and we can do something just like this and just talk about the new episodes. So there will be spoilers for anyone who hasn't watched, but I really want to be able to do this content with you guys. I have a great passion for each episode, and then who knows? Maybe when the Owl House goes back on hiatus at the end of May, we'll look for another show to dive into.
I'm down.
Follow your Amphibia journey. I want to, and I also want to, I also want to be able to look forward to, some other shows that maybe I haven't checked out, or that both of us haven't checked out, or maybe something new that comes out.
I am so down. I mean, honestly, I would love to actually have you do something with you while I'm continuing Amphibia, maybe. Just like, because you've already seen it and I'm in the middle of it.
See your reactions and kind of, without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
Tell me what you think is happening.
Oh, so torturing me. I'm just kidding.
You can't see my face because then the crowd can see the look on my face.
Very true.
So they can see like.
Oh, I love it. I would be so down for that, and I had so much fun tonight, honestly. So like anytime you want to do this again, I am 1000% down.
On Saturday after the season 2 week premiere, I would love to talk about it with you and for everybody else watching. I want to say thank you to everyone who came out to watch.
Yes, thank you.
Kelly's YouTube.
Thank you.
Kelly will have access to the VOD, so you guys will be able to continue to watch this. I believe the VOD saves automatically to your YouTube. If you want the content where you can actually see my face cam,
Yeah.
on my Twitch, there will be a VOD available there, and I have also recorded the entire thing, so we can try to get one that has both of our voice audio tracks on, so that we have a source for them. So whether that's on your YouTube, if it's on mine, if it's on wherever we decide to bring that up, if I'm able to send you the file or not. I mean, it's a 90-minute video file, so
Yeah.
pretty lengthy. But yeah, I look forward to doing this again. I would
Me too.
Take a weeknight and talk about something random for like half an hour.
Hell yeah. It's so fun.
Whatever works for both of our schedules together.
It sounds good to me.
On Saturdays, I think it would be so much fun to talk about these episodes. And, maybe on my own afterward, I'll talk about the new Amphibia, but I don't know. I don't want to spoil anything for you Amphibia.
Well, I'm excited. Let's plan that out. I just want to say thank you to everyone who joined, and for everyone who commented. It's been so fun, and I really have had such a good time. And Steven, let's take a picture quick. I'm gonna take a snapshot on my phone. So smile. Let's see if it worked and we were actually in the same picture. Oh wait, did you smile? Okay, let's see if it actually came out. Because I couldn't see you.
What I can do is do a screenshot. I can do a print screen.
Oh wait, no, because I'm taking it on my phone. I have Twitch up. Alright, ready?
Oh!
Yeah, I've been watching the whole time. Alright, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. It's delayed, so I don't know. But let me know.
I'll do a picture.
Okay.
Do it like this. I'll do a capture from my end.
Okay.
Alright. I'll capture that.
Sounds good. All right. Well, I'm going to head out, but let's talk soon. Thank you to everyone. It was nice to meet you guys, whoever follows Steven on Twitch. I sometimes pop in and say hi too, because I love your content, Steven, and you're a beautiful person, and I can't wait.
Right back at you. You can always come hear my Hootie impression too.
And I love your Hootie impression.
Channel point redeem on my Twitch channel. So anyone who hasn't been here, what you can content. So I thought something really cool we could do for a sign off.
Yeah.
Do this when I sign off my Twitch stream right now.
Okay.
Keep streaming after like say 15 minutes. I'm gonna take a break for food, and then I'm gonna keep streaming and play some games with people.
Cool.
But I have a tendency to say bye like he does.
Okay.
So
Sounds good. Let's. All right.
and after 3, all right. 1,
1, 2, 3. Bye. Okay, bye guys. I'm gonna peace out.